So first of all, I would say I would like to thank you all of you for having me, and I also would like to say most venerable and honorable our two speakers and the joiner who are joined with this discussion, wonderful discussion that you are doing. Well, the question was quite clear. Then you are asking where the Buddhism practicing, right? So in simple, I can say the Buddhist country. In the Buddhist country, Buddhism is practicing. But the next question is, what are the Buddhist country, right? Like this, now you made some statement how the Buddha, how the Prince Siddhartha became Buddha and where how he enlightened and where the Buddhism was practiced in those days. But yes, those days and today's we have very, a vast differences between these things. But instead of answering the question like where the Buddhism practicing today, okay, because some of the part of this question we already mentioned, those names like the India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar, these countries are the countries. But here I would like to say about some words that is like some terms. For example, if we understand who is the Buddha, what is the Buddhism, and what are the Buddhist traditions, I think it will be give you little bit new ideas. Now, for example, now when we say about the Buddhism, okay, so it's always coming. The term Buddhism we say in English to say about the teachings of the Buddha, right? That means Buddha's Dhamma. So in other way, you can ask where the Buddha's Dhamma is existing today. Who are the people following this Buddha's Dhamma? Yes, the people who are following the teachings of the Buddha, they are called the Buddhist. Okay, and the people, those people where the land where those people are living is called the Buddhist country. Now I don't know how to say that. What are the Buddhist teaching people practicing? Okay, or the Buddhism they are practicing, are they the Buddhisms or not? Because now under the terms Buddhism we have so many things we have included. So however, in short, I would say yes, the teachings of the Buddha is called the Buddha Dhamma. The teachings of the Buddha, the people who are following these teachings of the Buddha are the Buddhist people. And mostly Buddhist peoples are living today. If you go to this day, like Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, China, Hong Kong, Bangladesh, Nepal, India. So these are the most of the Buddhist country. But in the same way, we should not forget the Western world today, because in the Western world also they are following the Buddhism. So with meaningful ideas, okay, rather than traditional Buddhist. So I think, in short, I can say these are the lands that that's we can say today Buddhism are practicing. Yeah. Do you want me to elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, Ajahn.
Okay, yes, I thought about the times. Now like this. Now first, then here I would like to send some words like, the ism. Now Buddhism, the ism that the last things we put it to the Buddha. Now Buddha, there is no problem about the Buddha, right? Because we already said that. Now history it's already proved that Buddha is a historical person who was living in India, okay, and preached Dhamma in order to enlighten the people who are suffering, this cosmic suffering. Now we call them, the teachings of the Buddha in English as the Buddhisms. But if you go through the terms like ism, actually this is something like related with the God. Okay. Of course, we have then the question about that things. We will talk about it. But here's let me say some words. Now, ism is something related with the soul or spirit. Okay. And this spirit and God is actually not Buddhist centered. Okay. So, in order to understand what the Buddha said in Pali term, we call the Buddha Dhamma. To understand that Buddha Dhamma, Western people translated that is as a Buddhism. But while you call this Buddhism, the Buddha's teaching as a Buddhism, in the same times, you have to have a sense that Buddhism is non-ism Buddhism. Buddhism is the teachings, the spiritual path that is that is not related with the ism theories. This is the first thing. And second thing also, let me say a little bit something like this. Now, Buddhist traditions. Okay, or who are the Buddhists? I don't know how to say the who are the Buddhists, but there's a few references. For example, if you go through the Upasaka Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, and the Chandi Sutta, Upasaka Chandi Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, as well Mahanama Sutra, Anguttara Nikaya. So in these references, they are talking about how to become a Upasaka. Now here, what does it means by terms Upasaka means how to become Buddhism. Today we can see, right? For example, nowadays people who are listening, the Dhamma talk, okay, from the various type of Buddhism, Buddhist masters and gurus. Of course, we don't say the gurus or master, we say the monks, right? In other terms, this thing, we all know so many things we are converted. So from the Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, okay, the people who are listening from the teachings of Buddha, we call them Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni. So after having listened this Dhamma, they're interested to know something more about the Buddha's teachings. So then they ask me the question, how I become the Buddhist? Okay, so we don't have to say so many words how to become a Buddhist. Buddha already gave the answer. The Mahanama Sutta, there was a person came and asked the Buddha how to become the Upasaka. The Buddha said, if you go under refuge of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, there is the what? That is the how to become the Upasaka or how to become the Buddhist. Now, today you see, traditional Buddhists especially, this is quite shame, but we have to say, now traditional Buddhists, if we start something, some Buddhist activities, we say Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami, then we go for the Panatipada, the 5 precepts. You see, we say this Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami, the 2-3 Tisarana, before listening or preaching Dhamma. But Buddha did what was happened. Actually, those days there were some people who never met the Buddha. Somehow they came to the Buddha, they listened to the Buddha, they understood the Dhamma, they realized, then they asked Buddha, may I become your disciple from today? That means then after that you say, okay, this is the then those people said, that is the moment was that they said, okay, from today's I'm going to the refuge of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Buddha especially. So of course we see the first, the true travelers, true merchants, they are to follow true Buddha and the Dhamma. The later when the Sangha was established, then people, the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So you see, the people who are following the teachings of the Buddha and going under refuge of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, those are the people who call as Buddhists. Okay. Now the term Buddhist traditions. Now, of course, we have so many problems with these Buddhist traditions because, to be honest, there is a book, the first from the Oxford University, So you have to know as a student, as a learner, this and that. It's called the Buddhist warfare. So I think Michael Jellison, the author is Michael Jellison, he was saying that Buddhism is agree with the war. So I was reading the whole books. Then what I found is that, he took some aspect from the Buddhist cultural systems and he is saying so. Now, of course, he had the logics. So, for example, Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka is a Buddhist country, but Sri Lanka had a long time period in a war. If the Buddhist country, if it is the Buddhist country, how those Buddhist people can do the war, like he has the logic.
Yeah.
But the things here, now he mix the Buddha's teachings and Buddhist traditions. So tradition or culture is something that we make ourselves, we put ourselves. And this, what we call the Buddhist culture is not the same. For example, the culture following by the Thai people, Sri Lankan people, Myanmar people, Cambodian people is not the same, right? It's not the same. If same, why Sri Lankan people criticize when the people or monks are having some kind of tattoos? In the same times, other country people criticize Sri Lankan people when some people they are they're putting their legs towards the Buddha. I mean, this is some kind of cultural or traditional things, and this should be open. This should be open. There's nothing to be secret. Now you see, these people are calling themselves as a Buddhist, and they are saying we are the Buddhist country, but culture, traditional difference. That means what? There is something wrong. But remember, now here what we have to remember is that Buddhist culture, Buddhist traditions, or whatever it is you say, is all given But what is not given, what is not not artificial is Buddha Dhamma. So whether you're looking the Buddha Dhamma or Buddhist tradition, you have to think. So what I found out that Michael Jerry Sani actually misunderstood about the Buddhist culture, Buddhist traditions, and Buddha Dhamma. In Buddha Dhamma, there is no rooms for any kind of violence, but in the Buddhist tradition, have, right? You say the Buddhist country, but you are doing so many violence. So because of that, you can't say the Buddha's teachings. You can't say the Buddha is agree with the war. So those are the things. So that's why I think at the moment, in order to address so many criticism coming from some people who just listen to Buddhism, but when they don't know from whom or under what kind of guidance they have listened this Buddhism. Okay, so we have to prepare for these things. So in short, what I want to say is that Buddha, Buddhism, Buddhist culture, Buddhist traditions, and Buddha Dhamma, these are separate things. In the Buddhist culture, Buddhist traditions, or whatever we call the Buddhist land, there might be some kind of errors, but those are not what is Buddha's teaching or known as Buddha Dhamma. So Buddha Dhamma is totally separate. So finally, the people who are really following the Buddha's Dhamma. Now here, what is the Buddha's Dhamma? Sabba papa sakaranang kusala supasampada sachitta paryodapanang etang buddhanusasanang, right? So what is this? This is, now if somebody asks you what are the Buddha's teachings, we can't say all this whole Tripitaka at once. But there is one statement that says Sabba papa sakaranam kusala supasampada. That means do not do any kind of evils, cultivate your mind, protect your mind. That is the Buddha's teaching, or that is the Buddha's advice. So now here we have to understand that again, what is the good, what is the bad, what is the wholesome, what is the unwholesome. Okay, so these are broad things. So in short, that being a person following the Buddha's real teachings, okay, is called themselves as a Buddha Savaka, and the people who are following these real teachings, okay, this called the people where they are living is called the Buddhist country. Then we can say, I don't know where, but whoever in the world following the Buddha's teaching is a Buddha Savaka, and wherever they are living, that is the place where the Buddha's teaching is practicing today.